Alrighty. Hello, my name is Jason Sackle and welcome to the Unofficial One Piece podcast panel. Thank you for coming. How many people have heard of the Unofficial One Piece podcast? Alright, a good amount of you. And I'm going to assume most people in this room do know what One Piece is and like it. So, we're going to
One Piece rocks!
There you go. See, that's the energy that's needed. Alright, so, not only do we do the Unofficial One Piece podcast, but we also do the One Piece logbook, which I will be talking about later. But let's get into it. We have some news to start off with. And the first bit of news is Volume 61 has sold over 2.5 million copies in 3 days. So, that's pretty amazing. And also, I believe Volume 60 was actually the first volume in Oricon's charts to surpass 3 million sales recently. So that's another thing. So Oda is very lucky to be doing this series because One Piece has been rising in popularity and it just keeps rising. They even had a few months ago, they had One Piece all over subway cars in Japan. You couldn't go into the subway without seeing Luffy's face somewhere. Okay, next is Volume 62 will be coming out in May, and we have a cover from the latest issue of Weekly Jump. And this covers the beginning of Fishman Island, which we've only waited for about, 10, 11 years for? So, it's been quite a journey, and honestly, I gotta say, I've been loving the arc so far. So there's a close-up of the cover, and as you can see, Papag is actually pink in the cover when he's orange in the anime. So that's one of the things where things get animated before Oda draws it, and you have things like that. And we also see that the Kraken is orange, which is pretty awesome. Volume 58 will be coming out from Viz in October, and they will be using the title Paramount War for their volumes. So, I believe 57 is coming out actually in June. So, yeah, so we're still like 5 volumes ahead, behind the Japanese release, so it's really not that bad considering where we were about like a year or 2 ago, where we were like still in Alabasta. So, that was the arc that would never die. Alright, some news. On Amazon, Funimation One Piece Season Collections has been listed for July 26, 2011 with an MSRP of $35, but on Amazon and Rate Stuff, you could find it for $25 at the moment, and it actually will be the first 2 sets if the minutes are correct, so the first 26 episodes. So that's pretty much a good price. And also, if you go to Amazon, the One Piece collection sets themselves have been actually really low price. You could actually get some for like 10, 15 bucks from Amazon. So, yeah. So if you want the whole Drum Island art, get that for a gift for someone to get them into One Piece. It's like just 20.
We must convert them all.
Yes, you must. I don't think it's selling 3 million copies in Japan for no reason. Alright, and One Piece Unlimited Cruise 3DS. Okay, this was originally coming out of Japan in April, but due to the events in Japan, it's now coming out May 26th, and the reason for that is there is a character called Whitebeard, who has the power of the Quake fruit.
Oh, right.
So he could create earthquakes, and one of the trailers for the games showed the scene where he created earthquakes on Marineford, and then tsunamis came. Yeah. So those DVDs were ordered to be destroyed, and it didn't matter like what it was on. Anything it was on was like ordered to be destroyed. So the game was delayed. I don't know if there will be any edits. We're gonna probably have to like wait and see, but as of now, luckily the anime finished that whole arc right before the events. So they finished like everything that was related to the earthquake power.
He's dead, so. Well, no, there's Blackbeard.
Yeah. There is him, and it'll be interesting to see how Oda goes about Blackbeard in the future. Okay, so we have our correspondent, Greg, in Japan, who I believe last night he was on the podcast talking about the Dome Tour, so there's a bunch of information that I just got myself, so sorry that I have to kind of read it verbatim, but the One Piece Dome Tour, it starts April 28th, and he just has some information about it right now, but it's in Tokyo, and it seems voices of Luffy, Zoro, Frankie, Chopper, Crocodile, Lee, Jinbei, and there will be more characters there as well. The Rootless will also be performing, the guys who sing Opening 13 one day. And we will have a full report of pictures and videos from that convention probably next weekend. So look forward to it. So once again, if you don't listen to the One Piece podcast, we have a friend in Japan, Greg, and he keeps giving us up-to-the-date information. So if you want the latest news, that's pretty much the place to check out. Actually, speaking of places to go, how many people go to Arlong Park? Okay. How many people have heard of Arlong Park? There you go. I actually had created that website back in 2005, so it's interesting to see how it has grown. All right, some more news from Japan that's pretty much just recent is there is going to be a One Piece GPS, and it's going to have Nami's voice as the navigator. Luckily, it's not Zoro.
Oh God!
Yes, if it was Zoro, we would be having some map questions. And I believe, yes, Chopper. Navigation systems in Japanese, of course. Alright. And where's the... Okay, there we go. So, basically, the Sunny will be your car, and Nami will be navigating you. So, that is pretty awesome. And I don't have the information of how limited these are, where they're selling these, but... God, if they were ever to import a product, that would be amazing.
You know, if I were to get something like that here in the States, that would guarantee me not to get laid for a very long time. I'm just gonna say. Just saying.
Probably. I'm not going to go there. All right, so we have another exclusive. There is a show called I'm Aggressive, But So What? And it's a TV show. This one stars Naoki Nakashima. Sorry if I messed that up. And the show is to be released on DVD May to June. And basically this episode that I'm going to be talking about is called I'm Aggressive, But I'm Still Going to Meet You. And basically this one focuses on, of course, Ichiro Oda. This is a One Piece podcast panel. And they were given $300 to try and meet Oda through personal connections. Unfortunately, he didn't make it to Oda. But he did make it to someone who worked at the same part-time job, a classmate to Oda who works at a part-time as him. And that place is called Kumamoto. And basically, steak saloon, and does that name look familiar? Right. So, basically, yes, picture of steak too. But no, Oda used to work here, and this probably explains where Bratier came from, the name, and also why there is so much love for the food of meat in the series. So that's one of the things that's great about the series. The more you find out about him, the more a lot of things make sense.
Like the way Anel looks.
Oh. So, next we're going to be going over
Nami's hot!
the latest weekly jump chapter. Now, on the podcast, and we enforce this, we buy the weekly jump every week at Kinokuniya bookstores. They only cost $3, $4, $5. Wow. And you could actually go to their website, call them, and they can ship it to you.